On 30th July, Canada announced that it would formally recognize Palestine in the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025.
For the reasons I cited earlier, Canada intends to recognize the State of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025. This intention is predicated on the Palestinian Authority's commitment to much-needed reform, including commitments by the Palestinian Authority's President Abbas to fundamentally reform its governance, to hold general elections in 2026 in which Hamas can play no part, and to demilitarize the Palestinian state. Canada will increase its efforts in supporting strong democratic governance in Palestine and the contributions of its people to a more peaceful and hopeful future.
The statement comes after Britain made a similar announcement on 29th July, with its recognition conditional on a ceasefire. France and Malta have also said the same. Currently, the people in the Gaza Strip are facing a severe humanitarian crisis that has led to massive starvation. Canada Prime Minister Mark Carney has blamed this on Israel's refusal to give international organizations control of aid in Gaza. UK's Keir Starmer, meanwhile, said the UK would support Palestinian statehood in September unless Israel halts its military campaign, abandons annexation plans in the West Bank, and engages in peace efforts to establish a two-state solution. This decision marks a major shift in UK foreign policy.
Our goal remains a safe and secure Israel, alongside a viable and sovereign Palestinian state. But right now, that goal is under pressure like never before. I've always said that we will recognize a Palestinian state as a contribution to a proper peace process at the moment of maximum impact for the two-state solution. With that solution now under threat, this is the moment to act. So today, as part of this process towards peace, I can confirm the UK will recognise the State of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire, and commit to a long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of a two-state solution.
Israeli ambassador to Canada, Iddo Mod, strongly criticized Canada's position, saying that it is rewarding terrorists. As many as 147 out of 193 UN member countries recognize the State of Palestine at present. The 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNG-80, will open on 9th September in the US. What does achieving statehood do for Palestine? For Palestine, achieving statehood would mean international recognition as an independent and sovereign country. Currently, Palestine holds the status of a permanent observer state at the United Nations. This allows Palestine to participate in debates and UN sessions but not to vote on resolutions. To become a full UN member state, Palestine would need a recommendation from the UN Security Council, followed by a two-thirds majority vote in the General Assembly. However, any of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council US, UK, France, Russia, and China can veto the application. A US veto blocked Palestine's last bid for full UN membership in April 2024. While the 2012 upgrade to observer status was seen as progress, full recognition would give Palestine greater diplomatic and legal standing in international affairs and further its pursuit of a two-state solution. Why is the UK's recognition of Palestinian statehood important? The UK's decision to recognise Palestine as a state holds immense political and symbolic importance as it marks a significant shift in British foreign policy. The UK would become the second G7 nation after France to recognise Palestine, followed by Canada being the third, putting additional diplomatic pressure on Israel. The timing also matters. The announcement comes in the wake of public outrage over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, with images of starving children sparking global condemnation. By linking statehood recognition to a ceasefire and progress toward peace, the UK is using its diplomatic clout to incentivize negotiations. If the UK proceeds with recognition, the United States would become the only permanent member of the UN Security Council, P5, not to do so. That isolation could further challenge the USA's position as an impartial mediator in Middle Eastern peace talks.
Network 18 decimates Times Internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.